Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I will do a long-term review of the Netgear Arlo Pro. So let's start off. So what is it? The Arlo Pro is Netgear's second generation of Wi-Fi battery enabled security cameras. Arlo Pro is part of Netgear's Arlo ecosystem. The Arlo family has a wide range of different cameras for different applications, such as the Arlo Pro, Arlo Q, which is a wired indoor camera, Arlo Go, which is LTE enabled, Arlo, and Arlo Baby. The Arlo is the predecessor to this one. The specifications, it's wireless, it is battery operated, it is possible to run it with provided power supply through a micro USB port. It is rechargeable, 2440 milliampere batteries. It records in 720p. It has a 130-degree viewing angle. It is IP65 weatherproofing. It has motion detection, sound detection, two-way audio, meaning you can speak to the camera, so to say, and the camera records sounds as well, so that's pretty neat. It has night vision function. You get 7 days free cloud storage. You can back up locally as well, and also the base station has a smart siren as well to deter anyone that is not supposed to be around your house or in your house. So why did we buy this camera system? Well, it is quite obvious, or is it? One of the main reasons for buying the camera was that is that they're wireless from a communication perspective and power supply perspective. I'm not a fan of drilling holes through the house for a power cable or an Ethernet cable if I would have been running it through power over Ethernet. Also, of course, we wanted to have an oversight of the house while being out and about without the need of constant recording, but with motion sensors. We were looking for discrete cameras with good flexibility with regards to the mounting and the angles you could mount them on and so on. We were looking for a system that was quite easy to expand and that would work more or less directly out of the box. We didn't want to have any subscription plans. Some of the competitors might require subscription plan, and that was nothing for us. So those were our main criteria when we were looking for a camera or a camera setup, and the Arlo Pro more or less ticked all those boxes. I will briefly talk about what was included in the package. We bought the 2 camera setup, but the different packages can vary from 1 camera up to 6 cameras in one package. However, additional cameras can be bought separately and added afterwards to the installation. However, I think it's only possible to link 6 cameras to one base station. Included in the camera in the box was the cameras, 2 mounting brackets, which are spherical and magnetical. Screws and plugs, 2 batteries, 1 charger / power supply, the base station, Ethernet cables for the base station, power supply for the base station, and an installation for dummies, aka a quick start guide. So let's talk about the ease of use. The setup of the Arlo Pro system was very straightforward. However, one needs to register for an account at Netgear in order to be able to use the Arlo system. In the quick guide or in the application that can be downloaded for iOS and Android, the procedure of tethering the cameras to the base station is very simply explained. You press a synchronization button on the base station, then the one on the camera to sync the camera to the base station. I don't even think it took more than a minute for one camera, so it was very, very simple. Next, it was time to install the brackets slash mounts which actually hold the cameras. The mounts are magnetic as mentioned and are shaped as a half circle. And also on the camera there is an indentation, as you can see. Which made the mounting of the camera really simple, because you don't actually have to attach the camera to something, you just simply put it on the magnet and it's there. And the camera can be positioned rather freely in any direction, and together with the camera's field of view of 130 degrees, most scenarios that you will have will be covered. So once the cameras were set up and positioned, you need to go into the application and set them up. And there are a variety of settings that can be done, but nothing is too complex to understand or required when setting the cameras up. Next I will be talking about the different menus. I will not go into everything in detail, but I'll walk you through it, and then we go on, take it on from there. So let's go through the general menu. Here you can name the camera, turn the camera on or off. You can go to the battery status. If the LED on the camera is to be enabled, the LED indicates is used for when motion is detected, and so on. So you can see also when setting up the sensitivity, you can see if the LED is being activated or not, and therefore you can see if the sensitivity is high enough or not. The next menu is the video settings. In the video settings you can enable night vision, invert the image 180 degrees. This is useful if you have to mount the camera upside down. You have a camera zoom option. With this option you can zoom in, crop the visible area of the recordings. Here you can also set the video quality. Audio settings. Here you can disable the microphone in the camera, enable the speaker of the camera, and also set the speaker volume. With the microphone and speaker enabled, the two-way communications can be utilized. Motion detection test. In this menu you can test how the camera will react to motion. Bear in mind, this menu option is just to test the motion detection, so the setting for this motion detections are not saved in this menu. This is more to test if the positioning of the camera is suitable for motion detection. It could be that the camera is placed too far away to be able to detect any motion at all. Camera positioning. In this menu option, you can get a more lag-free video feed when positioning the camera. However, I cannot say that I have experienced any major differences when using this mode or just using the live feed when it comes to the lag. Network. It displays if you are connected to any network. Next, you will want to set the different settings for the different modes. In the application, some default modes are available, but you can create your own modes. In the different modes, you can for each camera set name of the rule set, if motion detection is to be enabled, if sound detection is to be enabled, if motion or sound is detected, what shall the camera do? Should it do nothing? Should it record? Here you can also set how long the camera should record until the activity stops with a time limit of 120 seconds, or a fixed amount of time which is between 10 to 120 seconds. If the siren in the base station should be enabled if motion or sound is detected. In the submenu for this you can also set how long the siren is to be enabled and the loudness of the siren. Alerts. Here you can set to get push notifications to your phone or to be received to emails, and this has to be maintained in the application, the email that is. So now let's talk about the performance of the cameras. I believe the performance is really good for what it is, being that it's wireless, when it comes to the communication and the charging. The battery life has been good. However, the battery life will depend on the sensitivity settings, how often the cameras are recording, the video quality of the recordings, how often you view the live feed, and so on. On the first charge, we have been able to get around 3.5 months of use. However, the sensitivity settings have been set to 100%, and also we have some trees and flowers, etc. that blows in the wind, which actually activates the recordings quite frequently. So that needs to be taken into account as well. The navigation through the application is very easy and intuitive. You can reach the recordings easy. You can go to the live view very easy, and you can do the required changes and settings rather easy as well. So from that perspective, it has been very good as well. The video quality is good as well, but I would have preferred full HD. Now when I zoom into a video and if the object is far away, say let's say, I don't know, 30 feet away, when zooming in, there will be artifacts and blur. So, however, with that said, the night mode is really good as well. The detection has been working very well in low light. As an example, our neighbors have cats, and when they walk on our deck, the recordings are activated, and from like, what can it be, 20-30 feet away almost during the night. The sound recording is also really good. You can clearly hear sounds, speech quite far away from the camera. So that is also a very good thing, considering the size and also how much is packed into the camera itself. Now let's go to the not so good parts. The biggest I think complaint or concern or issue, if you want to call it that, is the price. The price with on the package with the two cameras was rather high. I paid around 450 euros when I bought it. It's around $530 for the starters kit, so that's with the two cameras and one base station. However, I mean, that depends on what you're willing to do with your house. If you're willing to drill holes and pulling cables through the house, etc., then potentially you can get similar type of functionality for cheaper, but for me this is a very clean solution. One camera costs around 250 euros, which is quite a lot, so if you want to expand it, which you can do rather easily, then it will be quite steep price. Let's say if you want to buy 3 more cameras, I mean that's 750 euros, which is pretty much. One thing is also, let's caption it, sabotage. If you're using the provided brackets with the magnetic mount, the cameras are very easy to steal or remove. If they're mounted in such places that are easily reachable. That is not so good if your main thing is to film, record potential thieves. So if it's reachable to them, they can easily just take it down. Also, the phone app that I've been running on my Android phone, which is a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, I've had some hiccups. The status of the different modes is not always showing. It just stands there and thinking and thinking and thinking, and it has been required then for me to close the app and reopen it. But other from that, I have had no major concerns with the application itself. Also, one other thing that I would like to have is also a higher resolution. That will be really neat, to be able to zoom into a movie or a recording with more detailed available in the picture. So if I would just give this a value rating, I would give it a strong 8 out of 10. For me, the price is more or less the biggest concern that's holding this down, but from a versatility point of view, from a performance point of view, it's really good. So if you are out for a home security camera setup, I really recommend that you will check the Arlo Pro out as one of your products on your shortlist. I hope you found this long-term review helpful. Please write a comment if you have any questions or any comments in general regarding this. Until next time, see you, thanks, bye.